Welcome to part two of my Pechachka demonstration. So in between, I have uploaded all the different pictures that I'd taken. I don't have the full 20, but you can see I have 7 or 8. I also did a sample works cited page that I did in a Word document and transferred over here. I just used 2 of the sources that I'd showed you that I would maybe try to work in somehow into the text of one of my comments. So notice works cited with it. I'm doing it in MLA format, so it's works cited, centered, W and the C capped. These entries are in MLA format with last name, first name, title of the article, title of the website, date, URL with an access date, day, month, year, and then they're alphabetized. The first line comes out to the margin, the second line and subsequent lines are indented in a format that's called hanging indent. It was a little hard to reproduce on the PowerPoint without spacing over, which is what I ended up doing. Normally in Word, you can set the hanging indent in the paragraph formatting. Okay, so next step, once I get the slides all in, is to do the script. So for me, what worked was to use this notes section here, and that let me get in here and type something. I did a little bit of Googling around, and most people say about 50 words is what will take you 20 seconds to say. I'm not sure how that's going to work. You're going to have to try it out, and you may have to do a little bit of editing. So what I would do is go through and add notes for each of the slides, making sure to use at least 3 of your sources somewhere. You don't have to do this with an in-text citation, but have some acknowledgement. You might just want to use the name of the author or the website that you found the information on. Work it into your sentence so that it's clear that this is information that you got from your source. And somebody should be able to look at the works cited and be able to figure out which source it is. This is a little bit looser rules than we'll have when we do academic research papers coming up. Okay, so I'd go through and do this. I haven't bothered to do them all yet. At some point I may work on this some more on my own and get a really finished one, but just for demonstration purposes. Okay, so the next step, and I just wanted to emphasize, and I'll put this in the information that I'm going to write down, that's enough for a rough draft to have the slides in and the script here. You don't have to mess with the recording part at the rough draft stage. If you've already done it, that's fine, but if you have any technical issues with the recording or whatever, don't worry about it. Hopefully this will give you a little bit of hints, and if there are any of you that are more experienced PowerPoint users and found a different way to do it that worked better than the way I'm going to show you, feel free to add comments or send me an email and let me know what you did. I'd appreciate it, because as I say, PowerPoint is not really my forte. Okay, once you get all those notes written, and you might want to try reading a few of them and chiming them to see just how many words for your cadence of voice fit comfortably on a slide. The next thing to do is to start recording the voices. So there is a way to set the time for 20 seconds for each slide. I couldn't get it to work in this Word 365. Again, somebody may be able to do that better than me, but the way I figured out to do it was to go to review here and do, whoops, wrong one. Go to, let me go to slideshow here and rehearse with coach. This lets you record narration. And again, if any of you are hesitant or don't feel like using your own voice. You could ask somebody else to read the slides for you, or if you want to just leave it with the script here, that's fine as well. But if we're going to do the voiceover, I'd go to rehearse with coach. Now, the problem is going to be this is going to open it up into a full screen, and I won't be able to see the notes. So what I've done, what you could do is print out your script, or what I'm doing here is I have my iPad next to me that has the PowerPoint open with the notes showing. So I'm going to use that, and I'm just going to try a few of these slides and see how this works. So I'm going to do rehearse with coach from the beginning. Okay, you're missing a little bit of the bottom here, but it says start rehearsing down here. So I'm going to click on that, and then I'm going to start reading the first line. And there'll be a timer down here. So what I'm going to do is try to keep an eye on that. And when we get to 20 seconds, I'll advance the slide with using the forward arrow. It may take a little bit of practice. And one thing I thought you might want to do is to enlist one of your family members or friends could maybe do that advanced slide while you're doing that, so that you don't have to worry about patting your head and rubbing your stomach or whatever at the same time. All right, so let's see how this goes. And again, it's a kind of it doesn't have to be, don't worry about things being perfect. If you do an or a, stumble over a word, don't worry about it. We're just playing around with this as something to give us a little bit of a difference. Okay, so, whoops, I hit it without meaning to. Okay, all right, I'm going to stop this and go back because I don't, as I said, this is a learning process. So I'm going to go back again. I want to start this about escape. Get me out of here. All right, so I'm going to go to slideshow, review, and again, I rehearse with coach. All right, so here we go. My house, where I have lived for 35 years, is filled with objects that hold my memories. My great-grandmother's braided rugs, my grandmother's recipe cards, my mother's notebooks of family finances, my daughter's abandoned toys. I want to look at some of the objects that hold those memories in a special way. Shoot. This painting is one of a pair painted by a friend of my great-grandfather named Bergholtz. Both men emigrated from Sweden in the late 1800s and came to Concord, New Hampshire. And I'm running out of time here, but you can get the gist of it. I have a few more sentences here that I'm not going to have room to say. So I'd go through this. Again, don't spend a lot of time laboring over this. If it goes a little bit longer than 20 seconds, don't worry about it too much. Just, I think it's kind of fun to work within the confines of a forum, though. All right, so suppose we're just going to skip ahead and pretend I recorded this all perfectly. We get a preview and see what you get the opportunity to try again. Here. And then okay, whoops. I'm not quite sure if that is gonna, you have to do something to save that. I'll experiment with that, and I'll give you a note in the information that I'm going to write. So what I'm going to do is put these videos in a post, and I'll have some explanatory writing, and I'll check that out. So once you get the PowerPoint done, or if you're going to post this, a rough draft of this, it could be in an earlier stage when you just have the pictures up here in your script. Then you either can email it to me, that's fine, and I can put some comments on it in email. Or if you'd like to post it onto your blog, that might be kind of fun so that people could see what other people have done. So to do that, what we're going to do is you go to File, and let me see. I figured out how to do this. Let me see what I'm going to do. Here, we're going to go to Share. Sorry. I would set this so that people are not going to edit it. So I would uncheck the edit, and then you'll say anyone with a link, because what you're going to do is post this in your blog. So I'll click Apply here, and then I'm going to copy the link. Okay, so that's got it copied. Okay, then I'm going to go into the blog, and I'll do a new post. And I'll say, I'll say Pecha draft or something like that. And then what did I say? Preserved portraits, I think I called it. So I'm going to type the title of it. I'm going to hit the linky thing, and then I'm going to paste that copied link and hit apply. And that should make it a link. I'll hit publish. And then we'll just make sure that works. View post. Okay, and then if we click here, it opens up the PowerPoint. I'm not sure that that's going to have the narration recorded, but anyway, I'll check about that narration issue. Okay, so that's the basics of it. If you don't worry about in the rough draft if you don't have quite 20 slides. Don't worry if you haven't done the narration yet. I'll give you some feedback, and then we can go from there. Okay, good luck. I'm looking forward to seeing everybody's shows.